Hello, I'm making a short, well, I don't know if it's going to be short, but it's going to be probably 2 or 3 videos long on how to make a simple Python GUI app, for Mac OS. And it's just going to be a password generator, and you can store your passwords on there too. And I'm going to show you how I get it set up first. So the first thing I do is, I created pretty much a folder. I just called it My Python App. And in that folder, I just called the file called main.py. And then I just use Visual Studio Code as an IDE, and I like it. You can use whatever you like. But I went ahead, I was going to type it all up for this video, but I kind of pre-typed it just to save some time. I didn't type in all the functions yet. I just have one typed in there. But so let me just go ahead and grab okay, here's my the code for main.py. And so far what I've done is let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on this. The first thing you got to do is import pretty much everything from Tkinter, however you say it. Tkinter, I never can say it right. And then you import JSON, because we'll be making a dictionary and we'll be saving it as a JSON file. And I find it's an easy way to do it compared to maybe making a list or something like that. I just find this is the easiest. Then root is going to be our main window, and it equals TK. And that geometry is the size of the window. I'm going to make the size 400 by 400 pixels. And the title is going to be called Password Generator. And here I just put a comment there and call it this is my logic. This is going to be my functions here. And the looks of it, I'm going to call it my UI, user interface. I have some labels, some entries, and some buttons here. At the bottom here, I have my main loop, the root.main loop. This is what makes it work. If you don't have this, the window will not open. It opens for a second and closes. So this is what keeps it open. And the labels are pretty self-explanatory here. And if you just sort of type, have all this here, it will pretty much be putting, the window has, pixels, and it's a grid. It starts from 0 up here, and then you have your columns up here and your rows right here. And so the first label is going to be in column 0, row 0. And the second label here is going to be column 0, row 1. So it's going to go down 1. And this is the invisible label pretty much. It's going to be a row 7. I'm just giving a text as a string. So, and there's nothing in that. There's no text in there. So it's going to look invisible, because we'll be printing some stuff to that. And I'll show you what I mean here in a little bit. Your entries here are going to be right next to the labels. And we're going to go column 2, so 1 over to the right, and row 0, and then column 1, row 1. So it's going to be pretty much right next to these labels here. The submit buttons, I'm going to put below all these. I mean, you can arrange it whatever way you want. It's going to be at column 1, row 4, column 1, row 5, column 1, row 6. And this this is the one that's going to be kind of up close there. I kind of skipped around a few, but it's going to be column 1, row 2. And the command is what runs the functions. And the only one I have typed right now is the submit one right here, okay? And let's go ahead and make that go down. And we're going to be getting the input. And let me just actually run this and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what we have typed up. There's our buttons. This is our label, company. That's a password. That's going to be our entries that we would type in right there. Okay. And when you click the submit button, that's going to be hitting that function right there. And that's going to be grabbing the company and the password, whatever you type in there. It's going to be make it to lowercase in case someone does uppercase. It's easier because the search function here will be searching for it. So I make everything lowercase. And the password, I'm making a dictionary here. Just call it the key value. So the key is going to be company and the value is going to be password. And we're going to be extending it, or this is the way it works for me. I put the little comma right there. And right here, we're going to do a if else. And this if statement is going to be catching if someone leaves this blank. So if the company, if the length of it equals 0, it means nothing was entered, or vice versa, if the length of the password is 0. So if either of these or both of these are 0, it's going to be printing this right here. Or else if one of them is 0 and the other one is 0 or not 0, it's still going to be printing this. And this is printing to the invisible label, which is actually right down here. Please enter something. So if you look right here, nothing's entered. If I press submit, that's popping up there because it's hitting that if statement right there. It's empty, so please enter something, okay? So now if we do enter something, it's going to move down to here. It's going to try to open the data.json file. It's going to be trying to read it, okay? And then it loads it, and we'll call that data, okay? That's going to be the variable that json.load, and the F is file. It's abbreviated for file. It's going to load that file. But if there's nothing there, as you can see, there's no file up here. It's going to get an error, and the error is going to be file not found error because it's not there. So what it does when it hits this accept, it's going to say with open data write as F, and it's going to go, you type in json.dump. Then we're going to dump in the passwords right there, and then we're writing it to the file right there. And you put the F right there, and then we're indenting it 4, and that just makes it so it looks better. The JSON file is easier to read, okay? And so now let's just go ahead, and you see right here there's no file here. If I go ahead and type in something, I don't know, let's just, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll press submit, okay? And there, it created a file there, data.json. So now the next time we run this, since that's going to be, there's a file there, it's going to try this, and it's going to work. Then it's going to be stored to the data equals json.load. Then it's going to skip the accept right here, and it's going to move down to this else. It's going to say data.update password. So it's going to update what we're going to type in there. Then it's going to go down here and write it to file, okay? And finally, when you actually, submit it, this is going to clear those entries up here, where my mouse is, so it goes blank, okay? And it even clears that invisible label, because I'll just give you, for instance, if I click submit here, I'm going to get please enter something. So that's right there. Now let's just go ahead and enter something else. And we'll go submit, and it should clear that and that and that. Submit, so it's cleared, okay? So all this is doing right now is entering in, it's saving a manually entered password. Okay. In my next video, we'll be talking about these functions here. I don't have them typed up yet. I'll probably actually just type these up because I want to explain them better. And how the reset click is pretty much, it's this right here. It's just how to clear everything out. And this is where there's more the generator click. I'm going to show you how we can like create like a 14 character random letters and password, or letters and numbers password, like we see a lot of our web browsers do for us, create a password for us. Excuse me. I'm honestly not a big fan of having all my passwords saved online, I like to actually have my passwords saved to my actual computer. It's not as convenient, but I just like it a little better that way. So if you like this video, let me know, and I'll continue making more. But right now, this will get you something really simple on the screen. And well, I still plan on making a couple more, but I can actually go further. So instead of saving the file right here with this in this Python app, we can actually save that like into our home directory. We can put a dot in front of this. We'll call it .data.json. That makes the file hidden, so it's harder to find. But every time you run the app, it'll still go to that location and fetch it though. So anyway, let me know what you think. And yeah, I enjoyed making this video, and I'm not very good at doing these. I don't speak very well, but I just want to share what I created. But anyway, take care. Thank you.